Hey, what's up, y'all? Back to make another video. Go ahead and get this out of the way since I'm out and about. So, this is actually pretty nice. It's amazing in my opinion. You have a so-called global pandemic. Go on this side, boy. Dimitri.
Are you making a video?
Yep. But we have a global pandemic, and I'm actually seeing more people out and about. Isn't that weird? So, good morning. It's becoming painfully obvious that a lot of people, I guess, don't like, being cooped up in the house, or don't possess the mental fortitude to endure, being cooped up and all that. So, like I said, a lot of people are kind of, they're coming out, they're walking their dog or riding their bikes, going for a walk, getting some light exercise. Yeah, we have a stay-at-home order, but, obviously, some light exercise, getting out, it's not restricted. I mean, it's common sense. People are giving each other space, but that's good to know. So, yeah, like I said, it's really weird because, normally people come out, but it seems like a little bit more people are coming out around my neighborhood. So, something to note. But, yeah, this video real quick is, I guess we'll talk about something. So, talk about the Holy Bible a little bit now. I just put out a tweet or whatever, and I like the power of social media, and it's great to have free speech. People agree, disagree, they'll clash ideas, debate, and then there are others that will pretty obviously take the low road, and they'll cast accusations or make these hyperbolic statements with literally, having no interest in coming into the proper solution for a problem. These are diversion, delay tactics. Not cool. So, this coronavirus thing is, it's a big deal, but this is why I'm happy about this fire ice theory that I tried to express. I created fire ice theory as a means to try to explain radicalism. I believe some people might have figured it out, the whole thing, the concept of, water and light. And it's an attempt, albeit, it's very hard to express and articulate, but it's an attempt to try to, tie nature, which is God's creation, but to tie nature to certain ideologies. So fire ice is obviously radicalism. Light water is more like tied along the lines of balance. So let's apply it right now. You have this $2.2 trillion stimulus bill. And people have been looking into it. And, some people are pretty upset. I think justifiably so. They're pretty upset with all the extra pork that's been added into it. Now, here's the thing. Just kind of like how the mainstream media goes, you'll have some people, they'll put out these provocative headlines, right, to get their little clicks or whatever. But then when you look into the actual article, it may be, different from the initial headline. So that's important to note. Well, the same concept can be applied to a bill. So the coronavirus bill, right? One would assume on its face, okay, all the stuff that's put into this bill is going to address specifically these problems related to the coronavirus. Well, that's not necessarily so. So you have all this extra pork that's been added. And I mean, you can look into it, or you can, look to all these, social media influencers and political figures. You can look into all that and, come into your own conclusions if you wish. But, I mean, yeah, needless to say, yeah. So, let's see, I think I saw something to the likes that if the actual bill was 100% geared towards American families, you divvy up the money and give it 100% to American families, I think the American families would be getting something like $12,000 something dollars a piece. $12,000 a piece, something to that liking. So we have that aspect of it, and then we have another aspect to it, which is Congress decided to give themselves a raise. And I think individually they're getting an additional $52,000, something like that. So that's pretty amazing when you take into account that a lot of people in Congress, what's their salary? It's over $150,000 from the jump. So on the outside looking in, it's like, okay, well, that's kind of effed up. I mean, because it's not like, Congress has this absolutely amazing approval rating to which they could maybe argue in the foreseeable future. Well, we earned our raise. Look how good of a job we're doing. Look how much people are approving of us. Americans are proud of us. They say, hey, we're doing a good job representing our country. No, they have a, relatively speaking, dismal ratings, because people seem to care so much about ratings nowadays. Between the politicians and I guess the media folks, it's all about ratings. Okay, well, you look into the ratings and you come to a reasonable conclusion that no, you don't deserve that raise. So but that's one way to do it. But people are actually getting a chance to see all this radicalism and this emotional appeal and these hyperbolic statements and these I even say, fear-mongering tactics and shaming tactics, some rightfully so, some wrongfully so, and all this stuff. And, this is basically what's always happened beneath the surface, rising to the surface, for people who are genuinely interested to see what's really going on. Like, this is literally how the game has been played, period, point blank. This is how the game is played. You're just getting a chance to see it. So, I see that, for example, President Trump was upset with, I guess, some guy, for speaking out. He wanted the guy, I guess, kicked out of the Republican Party. I mean, okay, everybody's going to have their opinions, just like everybody has assholes, okay, big deal. And then this guy was basically wanting what's called a quorum or whatever, to where I guess there would be a roll call vote or whatever, when it comes to voting for this bill. Also, I guess he said something to the likes that I guess he literally had to tweet out the Constitution or whatever. in regards to some people bitching, some people whining and bitching about, oh no, I'm a congressman or congresswoman, and you're putting me on the front lines, and I'm gonna die. I'm risking my life because now I must vote. Oh my God, poor me. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. So you got some people, and this is where you have to discern, right? For example, with Jesus, when he was crucified, he said, oh, forgive them, Lord. Let's go this way, Dimitri. He said, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. Okay? They knew not what they did. There was the mob, in effect, that wanted him crucified as well. Backtrack and go down to Matthew. He entered into the temple, and he flipped over the table, and this was a very different Jesus Christ as opposed to the one who allowed himself to be crucified. So there are people who are capable of using scripture of solving a problem. Also, there are people who are capable of using scripture to push a certain agenda. And to each his own. Fine. Free will. Cool. Alright. Let's go this way. So yeah, like I said, to each your will. Fine by me. That's fine. But here's the difference. When Jesus flipped the table in the temple, right? He knew that they knew exactly what they were doing the whole time. These people were actually conscious of what they were doing. So this is the difference between allowing yourself to be persecuted, crucified, just, I guess, which is kind of stupid, against people who don't know what's going on. They might not have the full picture. They might not be conscious of, the situation. And then also flipping the table at the temple and, challenging these folks when they knew exactly what they were doing. They were completely aware, completely conscious of the games. It was games that they were playing. It was all games. So this is me just kind of sitting back, watching, analyzing, seeing what's going on. And, it is what it is. $2.2 trillion, if it went, just as an example, 100% to American families, would equal over $13,000, something like that. Of course, businesses are going to need the help. Of course, small businesses are going to need the help. But, spoke to some people. Different people have different opinions. Some people might have worked in the health professions. Let's go back. Some people might work in business. Some people might have actually own a small business. Some people are fearful. I spoke to somebody. She believes in more so along the lines of, small businesses taking out loans as opposed to getting, in effect, grants. Because she was reasonable enough to say, hey, money doesn't fall out of the sky. It just doesn't work that way. That's not how it works. She, her being a business owner, she can't make it rain money by snapping her fingers. That's just not how it works. And another thing, world banks, in effect, world banks, I don't see world banks running around forgiving every nation's debts. And this is, you know, it's just